And then he developed him and this guy. We'll talk about it in this next segment. Developed an entire clothing brand around it. I'm actually wearing the pants for that right now. They turned that clothing brand into a podcast, into a network, into a conference, and all sorts of things. So we get into that and a little bit more in this next segment. So let's go ahead and watch it together.
So when people meet me, I say, "Hey, my name is Myron," and so I am a lead pastor, if you will. That's the language that people use, but it's Myron, man. I think, when you think about my wife don't run around calling me the lead husband. You know what I mean? It's like that's my man. That's mine. So same way, man. Same feel, family. We family.
Yeah. And I love that about everything I saw on your church's website. There's a conversation around family gatherings and belonging, and I've actually myself have gone back and forth on my my use of the word pastor, and it's interesting. Like I actually only use it when I attach it to Fury, which I feel like it's less. I don't want to give people the idea of a stuffy, white collar pastor.
Well, I think you being Pastor Fury is a great branding idea, because seem like I have a marketing company, and so like ingrained in the name is conflict, and we all know that conflict, right, catches people's attention. Right. So I think it's dope.
Right. And I didn't even come up with it. Like I was just branded that on stage when I got ordained years back, and it was like right after the Avengers movie came out. So Nick Fury, and it just stuck.
Pastor Fury.
Yeah. But with Mission Church, I also noticed something that you guys have that maybe connected or related to that is this wonderful entrepreneurship. I guess this is maybe your incubator. Is that Shift Omaha? Is that still? Is that something that you guys are still doing? And maybe tell everybody a little bit about what that is.
Well, after we planted Bridge Church, I did some work in Colorado Springs, planting a church there that ultimately led to starting a business incubator. And when God called me back to Omaha and we planted Mission Church, I just replicated what I learned. And so we asked the question, hey, if 10% of North Omaha could shift into an entrepreneurial mindset, would that be good news? And we all say yeah. So we said, well, let's do it. And so we started out with this 16-week deal. And here we are, I don't know, 3 years later with over 40 entrepreneurs, 1.5 million in revenue. But that's just the starting point, because we said, well, it's not enough to have a training platform. We need to build an ecosystem so they can thrive, right, in our environment. And so we can give on-roads to people who didn't maybe start in Shift, but actually still needs to be connected. Mm-hmm. And mind you, all of this for me is what I would call an urban apologetic. It's one of the best ways to do justice and to see equity rise in the hearts of people, because they now have discovered that they're called to not just, eat somebody's fish dinner or go to somebody's fish university, but actually own their own pond. And so in the ecosystem, it's not just the training, but we have a local chapter where there's a business networking piece, where it's kind of like a BNI model, if you're familiar with that. And we're helping them expand their sales force, right? We say, wow, it's not enough for that to happen. We need to create something like Google and Netflix together meets the inner city. Let's create that on our website, right? Called onthepondnetwork.com. And then after that, let's actually have a summit every single year. So we launched a summit. A month or two ago, where we had over 250 entrepreneurs 3 main stage speakers, 16 breakout sessions, over 20 something different businesses being contracted out to put the summit on. So we're putting money back in the hood, right? And we're just getting started, man. And so obviously other things in the ecosystem, but God's really using us with this ownership message, and it's really become a billboard for greater conversations about faith and deconstruction and reconstruction and all those things.
Yeah.
Man.
I had to put the Fury eye patch on after the Pastor Fury conversation. Represent. So a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff in that last piece. What were some of the takeaways that you had, or things that you really enjoyed or appreciated in that one?
Well, I think I told you before, like, I don't have an entrepreneurial mind. Like, I know my gift is like helping, serving. I don't have that where you have that creative spark to start new things. And I find that amazing in people. Like, when I see people, I'm like, hey, you came up with a whole business right in front of my face. So just for him to create a space for people like that, and not only for people in his community, but then to use some of those resources to give back to the community. That's really cool.
Yeah, and it's actually really beautiful as he shares. I don't remember if it's in one of the segments in this last segment or not, but he talks about just the way that he's been able to see God expand the amount of entrepreneurs in his area. And I'm like, that's huge. Like, that's the type of transformation. Because like we talk about the spiritual transformation a lot, but like some of the ways that then plays itself out in urban context, or at least it should, is that then people now are getting more engaged to solve the problems that they're experiencing in their context. And that's exactly what he's about. And not just in a, I hope it happens kind of way, but like, I'm going to give you Jesus and I'm going to help you take a hold of the things that are going on in your community and find solutions that will not only provide for you and your family, but actually be a benefit and a blessing to your people in your community. Like, that's beautiful. Yeah, and like, the more I say that, the more I'm like, let's go. Like, and I I don't know, like y'all might see some other things come out of me that might be big shifts. I don't know. You talk about shift Omaha, we might have a shift Lake County coming. I don't know.
Yeah.